As the saying goes, birds do it, the beasts do it, even educated people do it behind the scenes. Kim Basinger, a timeless beauty, is more than just that charming smile. We only see her smiling all the time, but we all know that the most beautiful smiles hide the deepest pain. Life had many good and bad plans for her, but behind that charming smile is a story of struggles that few could see. She's been through it all: fame, scandal, bankruptcy, and more. How did she stay strong and true to herself without giving up? Let's look into the journey of Kim Basinger, a woman who is the epitome of talent and strength. Kim Basinger was born in Athens. Lee was born in Georgia on December 8, 1953, into a dramatic family. Her mother and Lee was a model, actress, and swimmer who appeared in several Esther Williams movies. Her father, Donald Wade Basinger, was a big band musician, loan manager, and U.S. Army soldier who landed in Normandy on D-Day, showing that bravery ran in the family. Kim was the middle child of five, with two older brothers, Skip and Mick, and two younger brothers, Nick and Kyle. Her roots were as varied as her talents. She was raised as a Methodist, and her early life was shaped by both her family and the culture of the South. Now, here's the thing about Kim: she was very shy and an introvert. In fact, she was so shy that she would sometimes pass out when asked to speak in class. She was a future star, but she was so afraid to speak up that it felt like climbing a mountain. Don't give up on her just yet, though. When Kim was in her mid-teens, she got the courage to try out for the school cheerleading team and made it. That was just the start of her change. When she was 17, she competed in America's Junior Mississippi Scholarship Pageant and won at the city level. She was named Athens Junior Miss, but didn't win the state title. Her beauty was shown in the national program, and she also competed at the state level for the Brew Scholarship landing. Ad for Brew with her mother, it seemed like everyone was starting to notice how beautiful she was. Originally, Kim had been offered a modeling contract by the Ford Modeling Agency, but she turned it down to focus on singing and acting instead. After some time, she changed her mind and went to New York to become a Ford model, where she made an amazing $11,000 a day. But modeling wasn't her passion. She once said, "It's very hard to go from one booking to another and always have to deal with the way I look." Even as a model, she avoided mirrors because she felt insecure. It's crazy to think that someone so beautiful could feel that way. After getting modeling jobs, like being on the cover of Survivor and the first album by the band Survivor, Kim was determined to define her craft while modeling. She took acting classes at the local playhouse and sang in clubs in Greenwich Village. Her journey wasn't just about the glitz and glamour of modeling, it was about finding her true self. She graduated from the William Esper Studio for the Performing Arts in Manhattan, where she really started to explore her talent with her growing confidence and determination. Kim's life was just getting started. It was the start of an amazing journey that would take her from a shy girl in Georgia to a Hollywood star. Now comes the time when she stepped into the glamour world in 1976. After 4 years of being on magazine covers, Kim decided it was time for a change. She packed her bags and went to Los Angeles to follow her dream of becoming an actress. She started out by making guest appearances on popular TV shows like McMillan and Wife and Charlie's Angels. Fun fact, she turned down a regular role on Charlie's Angels, which went to Cheryl Ladd instead. Her big break came in 1978 with a made-for-TV movie called Katie Portrait of a Centerfold. In it, she plays a girl from a small town who moves to Hollywood and becomes a famous centerfold for a men's magazine. Herman will have to buy you a plane ticket to go to Hollywood in California. Hollywood is like a behind-the-scenes look at the glamorous, but tough world of modeling, and it was a lot like her own life. In 1979, she starred in a miniseries remake of From Here to Eternity with Natalie Wood, William Dane, and Steve Railsback. She even played the same role as a child. In a 1980 spin-off series about a prostitute named Lauren Rogers. The next year, in 1981, Kim posed for a stunning picture aisle for Playboy, which made a big deal at the time. She also made her feature film debut in Hard Country, a rural drama that critics loved even though it didn't get a lot of attention. She continued to impress with her performance in Mother Lad, directed by Charlton Hahn, an adventure. Kim was just getting started, and the best was yet to come after her famous 1981 Playboy shoot. That shot helped promote her big break as Bond girl Domino Pachi in Never Say Never Again, which starred the legendary Sean Connery. Liv Ullmann said she looked like a curvy sister of Liv Ullmann and that she had a certain something. Can you believe that Never Say Never Again made a whopping $160 million worldwide? Wow. Kim's role in Playboy opened up a whole new world of opportunities for her. Soon after, she got a part as the love interest of a baseball star in The Natural with Robert Redford. That performance got her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Blake Edwards, the genius director, couldn't say no to casting Kim. She played a millionaire in The Man Who Loved Women and a shy woman on a date with a workaholic in Blind Date. You can picture her charm stealing the show as she said, "Yes, many meetings short but quick." I think those are two nice words, and there's nothing wrong with either one. In 1985, she worked with Robert Altman in Fool for Love. She played a woman hiding from her ex-lover in a rundown motel, and in 1986 she co-starred with Mickey Rourke in 9.5 Weeks, a movie about a short but intense affair between a worker at a New York City art gallery and a mysterious Wall Street broker. It didn't do well in North America, but it was a huge hit in Europe, especially France. Roger Ebert compared it to Last Tango in Paris, saying Kim created an erotic tension that was convincingly complicated and sensual while Kim was definitely making her mark in Hollywood, earning over $400 million at the box office. But her career reached its peak with Tim Burton's Batman in 1989, where she played photojournalist Vicky Vale opposite Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. She even rewrote part of the movie's third act with producer John Peters, who she was dating at the time. The Hollywood Reporter praised her performance in the drama, saying it added to the film's uniqueness and soul. After Batman's huge success, Kim kept the momentum going. She played a glamorous singer opposite Alec Baldwin in the comedy The Marrying Man, and in the drama Neon Noir, she played a woman in a relationship with her sister's psychiatrist. While these movies didn't do very well at the box office, they showed Kim's range. In 1992, she showed off her singing skills as a guest vocalist on a re-recorded version of Shake Your Head by Was Not Wussies, featuring Osbourne, which made it to the UK Top 5. She also voiced a cartoon bombshell in Cool World directed by Ralph Bakshi, who longed to be human. Kim played a variety of roles, such as a woman just out of prison in The Real McCoy and a character named Honey Hornet in Wayne's World 2. She reunited with Baldwin in The Getaway. In the comedy Parport, she played a bubbly, dim-witted cable reporter with Robert Altman. However, she had to take a break from acting in the mid-1990s because of money problems. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Kim made a spectacular comeback in LA Confidential as a high-class escort. At first, she turned down the role twice because she was nervous about returning to the screen and enjoying her time as a mom, but once she got into the swing of things, she nailed it. Her performance won her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Rose Kim said that her roles in LA Confidential and her next movie, I Dreamed of Africa, were the best of her career. In the movie 8 Mile, She played a mother dealing with serious family problems opposite Eminem. She said, feeling like that little Caesars over in Warren? I'm down in New Detroit stamping now. You got fired from a pizza play. At least I got a job. Is the movie a hit at the box office? It made a huge 242.4. Kim moved into intense drama with The Door in the Floor, in which she played the wife of a children's book author and starred with Jeff Bridges and John Foster. The movie wasn't a big hit, but critics praised Kim's haunting performance, with one saying that her haunted beauty burns in the memory as some of her best work. Then she went on to some exciting adventures. In 2004, she played a rich teacher who was kidnapped. Talk about a nightmare scenario. Kim's character was scared but very resourceful, which earned her a lot of praise. Entertainment Weekly called her a vividly scared yet resourceful woman in peril, which sounds like a role she definitely nailed. Kim also showed up in The Sentinel as the First Lady. Yes, you read that right. She was seen with Michael Douglas in Kiefer Sutherland. The movie got mixed reviews, but it still made $78 million. It's like Kim couldn't help but be in successful movies. If you thought that was the end of her acting career, think again. In 2006, she starred in the Lifetime movie The Mermaid Chair Jessie. It wasn't a mistake, Mom. I mean, who doesn't love a good forbidden romance? Kim wasn't done yet. She made her. She went back to Africa in Black November, a drama about the fights of a Nigerian community against oil drilling. In this movie, she played a kidnapped reporter. The movie wasn't a big hit, even though Mickey Rourke was in it. The Hollywood Reporter called it overwrought and preachy, but hey, at least Kim brought some star power to the project. In 2013, she was in 2 movies. First, she was in the independent drama Third Person with Liam Mississippi and Olivia Wilde. Next, she was in the sports comedy Grudge Match with Robert Daly and Sylvester Stallone. When people asked her why she didn't talk about her feelings, she said, "Because women talk more than men. Women are more talkative than men." One critic said Kim looked beautiful at 60 and was the only sensible person in the movie. I mean, who wouldn't want to be the wise woman in the room? And let's not forget her dive into the steamy world of 50. Some people said, "I'm not listening to this," and she replied, "Do you think you're the first woman he hoped would save him? He needs a submissive in life." In 2017, she came back into the spotlight as Elena Lincoln, Christian Grey's business partner and ex-lover. The movie made an amazing $381 million worldwide, and Kim played the same role in the follow-up to 50 Shades of Grey. With a mix of charm, sass, and undeniable talent, Kim Basinger's career has been a wild ride of unforgettable roles, from the glamorous leading lady to the wise woman with all the answers. She continues to captivate audiences and prove that she's a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. All the movies and glamour we've seen so far make it seem like Kim Basinger is just a. She's been in the spotlight for decades, enchanting audiences with her beauty and talent. But wait, you might be wondering about her love life. Well, let me tell you, her path to love has been nothing short of a roller coaster. Before she became famous, Kim was dating models Tim Saunders, photographers Dale Robinette, and even football legend Joe Namath. Yes, a star-studded cast, but her love life really took a wild turn when she married makeup artist Ron Snyder Britton on October 12, 1980. They met on the set of Hard Country, and things seemed great at first. But things weren't always rainbows and sunshine. Just a year into their marriage, Kim developed agoraphobia after having a panic attack in a health food store. Imagine being stuck at home for 6 months. It's hard to feel trapped, especially when you're married. Snyder Britton quit his job, but Kim developed agoraphobia. He got a job and changed his last name to Britton to keep Kim's initials the same. Who does that? But the fairy tale didn't last, and by Christmas 1989, they were no longer together. Kim paid him a cool $99,000 a month in rent for 8 years. And guess what? Snyder Britton spilled the beans in his memoir Longer Than Forever. He wrote about their short-lived romance and even his affair with Richard Gere. After her first marriage ended, Kim jumped right into dating. She had a one-night stand with hairdresser and producer John Peters, and there were rumors of a romance with the famous Prince, who was working on the Batman soundtrack at the time. Dating a music legend? That was the next level of dating, but that wasn't the end of her relationships. She also had short-lived ones with fitness trainer Phil Walsh and fashion designer Alexio Gandara. It seemed like Kim was looking for love, but things weren't going smoothly. Then there was the fateful day in 1990 when she met her second husband Alec Baldwin on the set of Marrying Man. Sparks flew and they saw chemistry. They got married on August 19th, 1993, and even worked together in a remake of The Getaway. They also had a memorable cameo on The Simpsons where Kim hilariously corrected Homer Simpson's pronunciation of her last name. It was like a fairy tale until it wasn't. Their daughter Ireland was born on October 23rd, 1995, and while that was a happy time, their marriage started to fall apart at the end of 2000, and Baldwin later said Kim spent more than $1.5 million to keep him from. After the divorce from Baldwin was over, rumors started to spread that she was dating her 8 Mile co-star Eminem. This was a surprising pairing, but the rapper strongly denied the rumors, saying that they were just friends. Oh, the tension. It wasn't until 2014 that Kim found love again. This time it was with Mitch Stone, her hairstylist, just like her first boyfriend. He knows how to keep those locks looking great. They wore matching gold bands and moved in together, showing that love can come from the strangest places. Kim's love life sounds like an intense love story full of ups and downs, heartbreaks, and the search for true connection. She's been through a lot, just like many of us, but she's kept shining through it all. Love in the glamorous world of Hollywood can be a wild adventure. And who knows, maybe she's found her happy ending this time. And if Kim Basinger's love life wasn't already full of drama, she also had to go through the wild ride of bankruptcy. This glamorous Hollywood star got into some serious financial trouble that made her life feel like a plot twist right out of a movie. In the late 1980s, Kim decided to buy a piece of land in Braylon, Georgia, with big plans to turn it into a movie studio. It sounds like a great idea, right? Well, as the saying goes, the best laid plans don't always work out. Kim bought 1.5 acres of land for a whopping $20 million, which is a lot of money for a piece of land. At first, she wanted to make a film hub to promote the film industry in Georgia. Who wouldn't? Big plans didn't work out, and the project turned out to be more difficult than planned. In 1993, she had to sell the land back to the people who had owned it before. And guess what? She had to pay $3 million in damages, which was a huge loss for her. This was just the start of her money problems. Fast forward to 1994, when Kim was supposed to star in the movie Boxing Helena. The movie was a thriller that had all the makings of a hit, but it became famous for the chaos behind the scenes. She agreed to play the lead role and was paid $1 million, but she suddenly quit the project because she didn't agree with the direction or content of the movie. This choice came back to haunt her in a big way. The producers of Boxing Helena didn't take her leaving lightly. They sued her for $8 million, saying she had broken her contract. Kim's team said she had a good reason for leaving, which was creative differences. But the lawsuit turned into a legal nightmare that went on for years. The media went crazy with the drama, making it into a sensational story. As the lawsuits piled up and Kim's finances got worse, she found herself in a dangerous situation. In 1999, she filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which meant she was officially broke. Her assets were worth about $1 million, but her debts had grown to over $5 million. It was a shocking turn for someone who had. People couldn't believe that such a successful actress could end up in such a bad situation, but life can be unpredictable for everyone, even the rich and famous. The boxing Helena case alone cost her a lot of money and became a painful reminder of the risks that come with living in Hollywood. In the middle of all the chaos, even though Basinger had a lot of money problems, she kept her sense of humor and didn't let them ruin her career. After filing for bankruptcy, she slowly started to rebuild her life and finances. That's when she started taking on different roles, like starring in movies like The Mermaid Chair and 50 Shades Darker. These roles helped her get back on her feet through it all, and she became an inspiration to other people who were going through similar problems. There's always a chance for good things to happen. The bankruptcy saga was a hard time in her life, but it didn't define her. She had heartbreaking relationships and bad luck with money, but she stayed strong and tough. If you thought Kim Basinger's life was all about the glitz and glamour and the wild ups and downs in love and money, hold on tight. Her story has an unexpected twist that involves her journey, even more interesting and, well, a little more stressful for her. Kim's parents, Don and Ann, had a long and complicated relationship that lasted from 1948 to 2016. Yep, 68 years. But they broke up in 1980 and haven't talked to each other much in the last 36 years of Don's life. Even though they lived apart, they never got divorced. It's like they were in this weird relationship. Unspoken limbo that made people look twice and started rumors. Fast forward to the mid-1990s, Kim was having a hard time with her family. She had grown apart from her mother, Ann, and almost all of her 4 siblings. Family rifts can be hard, especially for someone as famous as Kim. It was a rough time for her, and she kept her family close to her heart, but far away when she married Andy Alec Baldwin in 1993. Only her father Don and her youngest sister Ashley were invited. It's almost heartbreaking to think about how her family was changing. Fast forward to the 1998 Academy Awards, where Kim won the award for Best Supporting Actress for LA Confidential. In her acceptance speech, she thanked her father and sister, but not anyone else in her family. It's clear that Kim's relationships were under a lot of stress. For example, by 2002, she and her mom were still not talking to each other. You could feel the weight of that distance. But here's where the story takes a hopeful turn in 2015. Ann told Radar Online that Kim was planning to come home to Georgia for Christmas. It looked like they were finally starting to get along again after years of being apart. Kim Basinger's family story is just as complicated and multi-layered as her love life and financial ups and downs. It shows that even stars have family drama, going through all the hardships in hopes of getting back together with loved ones. Who knows, maybe this new part of her life is just beginning today. She is a former Hollywood star who has turned into an advocate for the voiceless because of her strong beliefs. Kim has spoken out against practices that hurt animals and used her fame to make a difference by posing for PETA's anti-fur ads. This isn't just a side job for her, it's her heartfelt mission. She even filmed a PSA for Farm Sanctuary to raise awareness about the plight of downed farm animals who are too sick or hurt to stand in a. Kim helped write a bill that protects sick and disabled farm animals, and California Governor Pete Wilson signed it into law. This was a big step toward making sure that these vulnerable animals get the care they need. In August 2018, she talked to Samaritan magazine about the horrible dog meat trade that still happens in some parts of Asia. Her efforts to bring attention to these problems show that she's not afraid to tackle the tough issues. With her dedication to animal welfare and advocacy, it looks like she's on the right track. It's interesting to see how someone who has been through a lot can now use her energy to fight for people who can't fight for themselves. It's really inspiring to see someone like her still smiling after everything she's been through. What do you think drives her to keep fighting for these causes? Could it be her own experiences that fuel this passion? What do you think is next for her? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos.